Brace yourself for an electrifying dive into the spine-tingling legend of the Wild Hunt. This isn't just a simple ghost story told around a campfire. It's a terrifying, supernatural procession that thunders across the winter sky, a harbinger of doom, war, and death. Imagine a storm brewing on the horizon, but instead of rain and thunder, it brings a spectral army of ghostly hunters, phantom hounds, and skeletal horses, led by a fearsome master. For centuries, across countless cultures, from the misty shores of Britain to the dark forests of Germany and the frozen lands of Scandinavia, people have whispered tales of this ghastly cavalcade. To witness the hunt was to invite catastrophe. So, who are these spectral riders? What dark purpose drives their eternal chase across the heavens? And who is the terrifying figure at their head? In this video, we're going to unravel the origins of this powerful myth, explore its many forms, and uncover the truth behind the legend of the Wild Hunt. So, brace yourselves. The hunt is about to begin. The origins of the Wild Hunt are incredibly ancient, stretching back into the shadowy corners of pre-Christian Europe. Many folklorists and historians believe the legend is a remnant of old pagan beliefs, particularly those connected to the god Odin, or Woden in the Germanic tradition. Odin was not just the All-Father, the god of wisdom and war. He was also a psychopomp, a figure who guided the souls of the dead. He was often depicted leading a host of fallen warriors across the sky, particularly during the violent storms of the Midwinter Festival of Yule. This connection to a powerful, otherworldly god leading a procession of the dead is a key element that we see echoed in nearly every version of the myth. As Christianity spread across Europe, these old gods didn't just disappear. Instead, they were often demonized. Odin the Soul Guide was transformed into a malevolent specter, his divine procession twisted into a demonic hunt. The sacred was made profane. The once revered leader of the dead became a harbinger of evil, his appearance a terrifying omen. This process, known as euhemerism, where gods are demoted to historical figures, or in this case demons, is crucial for understanding how the Wild Hunt became the frightening legend we know today. The leader of the hunt is a figure shrouded in mystery and varies dramatically depending on where the story is told. In Scandinavia, it's often Odin himself, galloping on his eight-legged steed, Sleipnir. In Germany, the leader might be called Wotan, Holda, or even Berchta, a goddess-like figure who oversees the souls of unbaptized infants. Moving to Britain, the tales take on a different flavor. In some parts of England, the leader is identified as Hernin the Hunter, a spectral figure with antlers said to haunt Windsor Forest. In others, it's a historical figure, like the tyrannical Sir Francis Drake, damned to lead a pack of hellhounds across Dartmoor. In Wales, the leader is Gwyn ap Nudd, the king of the Tylwyth Teg, or the Fair Folk, and ruler of the Welsh Otherworld, Ann-Wyn. He rides with his pack of Cumyn and Numyon, spectral hounds with white coats and eerie red ears, hunting for the souls of the wicked. Even legendary figures like King Arthur or the Danish king Valdemar Atterdag are sometimes cast in this role, cursed to ride out forever. This incredible diversity shows how the core myth was adapted and absorbed into local folklore, attaching itself to figures of power, fear, and legend, whether they were ancient gods or historical tyrants. So, what happens if you're unlucky enough to encounter the Wild Hunt? The tales are filled with dire warnings. First and foremost, you should never, ever look up. To meet the gaze of the hunter or his hounds is to risk being swept away, forced to join their ghostly cavalcade for all eternity. You must not speak to them, challenge them, or mock them. Those foolish enough to do so are often struck dead on the spot or cursed with terrible misfortune. The best course of action is to throw yourself face down on the ground, cover your eyes, and pray they pass you by. However, there are some stories, though rare, where the hunt isn't entirely malevolent. Sometimes a mortal who shows proper respect or assists the hunt in some way might be rewarded. They might receive a piece of meat from the hunt's quarry, which, if cooked and eaten, grants magical abilities, or if placed in a granary, ensures it will never run empty. But be warned, these gifts often come with a hidden, dangerous price. The common thread is clear. Interacting with the Wild Hunt is a gamble with your very soul, and the odds are never in your favor. The hounds of the Wild Hunt are just as terrifying as the riders they accompany. These are not ordinary animals. They are monstrous supernatural beasts, often described as huge black dogs with glowing, fiery eyes. In some traditions, they are headless. In others, their howls sound like the tortured screams of the damned. As they race through the sky, their passing can cause trees to wither, milk to curdle, and livestock to fall ill. In Wales, they are the Cwyn Antwen, the hounds of the other world, whose baying is loudest when they are far away and grows fainter as they draw near, a chilling reversal of natural sound. In England, they are often called Gabriel hounds or wish hounds, and their cries are said to sound like migrating geese. But to hear them is an omen of death for someone in the household. These spectral canines are the enforcers of the hunt, relentlessly tracking their quarry. And what, or who, are they hunting? The target varies. Sometimes it's a mythical beast, a white stag, or a spectral boar. But more often, and more terrifyingly, they are hunting human souls. Specifically, the souls of the wicked, the unbaptized, or those who died a violent death. They are the debt collectors of the supernatural world. Why has this legend persisted for so long and in so many different forms? What does it tap into in our collective psyche? At its core, the Wild Hunt is a powerful personification of nature's untamable fury. Think about the ferocity of a winter storm, the howling wind, the crashing thunder, the flashes of lightning. It's not hard to see how our ancestors would interpret this chaos as a supernatural event, a celestial battle, or a ghostly procession. The hunt provided a narrative, a face for the formless terror of a blizzard or a gale. Furthermore, it served as a powerful social and moral tool. The hunt preyed upon the souls of the wicked, the liars, and the unjust. It was a story told to keep people in line, a reminder that even if you escaped mortal justice, a supernatural reckoning awaited you. It also speaks to a deep-seated fear of the boundary between the living and the dead. The hunt represents a tear in that veil, a moment when the dead intrude violently upon the world of the living. It's a myth that embodies chaos, judgment, and the terrifying power of the natural world, which is why it continues to haunt our imagination even today. The influence of the Wild Hunt extends far beyond folklore. It has galloped straight into our modern pop culture, appearing in books, music, video games, and television. One of the most famous examples is in the Witcher series by Andrzej Sapkowski, which was brilliantly adapted into the popular video games and the Netflix show. Here, the Wild Hunt, known as the Red Riders, are not ghosts, but a terrifying group of elves from another dimension who travel between worlds, capturing slaves and spreading terror. Their skeletal armor and spectral appearance are a direct homage to the classic myth. In Marvel Comics, the Wild Hunt is a key part of Asgardian lore, often led by figures like Hela or Malekith. We see echoes of it in the Elder Scrolls Fichtach Skyrim, where the god Hircine's Daedric hunting grounds feel very much like a version of the hunt. The legend has also inspired countless heavy metal bands, who use the imagery of a thunderous, ghostly army to match their powerful sound. This enduring presence in modern media shows just how potent and adaptable the legend is. The image of a spectral army thundering across the sky is simply too epic, too visually stunning, and too deeply resonant to be forgotten. So, the next time you're out on a cold, windy winter night and you hear a strange howling in the distance, maybe it's just the wind whistling through the trees. But maybe, just maybe, it's the baying of phantom hounds and the thundering hooves of skeletal steeds. The Wild Hunt is more than just a ghost story. It's a window into the past, a reflection of our deepest fears about nature, death, and judgment. It's a myth that has been shaped and reshaped by countless generations, yet its terrifying core remains unchanged. It reminds us that some forces are beyond our control and that the veil between worlds can be terrifyingly thin. It's a legend that continues to ride on, a timeless and thrilling piece of our shared cultural heritage. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of the storm. If you enjoyed this exploration of folklore, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world of myths and legends. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard a local version of the Wild Hunt story. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.